That siege at Ohio's toughest prison, hostages and dead inmates tonight. In Los Angeles, more cops on the street as the jury continues to deliberate. And a victim of the uprising a year ago speaks out.
It's got to stop somewhere. And if someone doesn't have the courage to cut it out, where does it end?
This is NBC Nightly News with Tom Brokaw.
Good evening. That Ohio prison riot moves into its second night with no easy solution in sight. 8 guards still are being held hostage by rebellious inmates, and 6 other inmates are dead tonight. Apparently, they were beaten to death by fellow prisoners. All of this is going on in Lucasville in south central Ohio, and NBC's Sarah James is there tonight. Sarah, what's the latest?
Tom, concern is growing tonight for the 8 still held inside. While 3 hostages were released overnight, a prison spokesperson just told us that the inmates appear less interested in talking, and there's no sign this standoff will be ending anytime soon. Emergency crews and law enforcement officers have surrounded Ohio's toughest prison in a ring of steel gray, while inside negotiations drag on. Earlier today, it seemed there was reason for encouragement.
It was our understanding that someone was coming out. We weren't sure who it was, and we had no idea that it was a body.
The body was that of the 6th inmate killed in the riots, and like the others, he had been severely beaten. 17 other people were injured in the uprising, including 10 corrections officers. Prison officials have cut off electricity and water to the 450 prisoners in Cell Block L, scene of the riot. They also haven't gotten a meal in more than 24 hours. The prisoners want to talk to the media. The Corrections Department chose this reporter to make the call.
Okay, I'm ready to listen to any complaints.
Why did he hang up? Corrections officials said prisoners hadn't held up their end of the bargain, accounting for the welfare of all 8 hostages. Since then, prison officials have learned that all 8 guards are alive, but know little else about their condition. All 6 inmates who died were white.
I have no information that it was racially motivated.
This woman's husband works inside the facility.
Too many inmates. I think that needs to be addressed.
Prison officials say their overriding concern right now is the safe release of all the hostages. Tom?
Thank you, Sarah. The prison is operating at about 120% of capacity, but is there any talk there of storming the prison?
You know, prison officials well remember Attica in 1971. That prison was stormed, and 9 guards were among the 40 people killed. The officials here tell us that despite all the firepower you see, they've taken no aggressive action, and in fact, they are counting on negotiation to end this.
Thanks very much. Sarah James tonight at Lucasville, Ohio. There was trouble today as well at Michigan's largest prison, which is just west of Detroit. 4 prison guards were stabbed by inmates during the morning recreation period. All the victims were hospitalized, and a prison lockdown was then ordered. Prison officials do not believe the Michigan and Ohio incidents are related, however. In Southern California tonight, the jury watch continues. The Rodney King beating trial. The federal jury deliberated through the Easter weekend as law enforcement and community leaders worked to keep the lid on whatever the verdict. California National Guard troops were sent to staging areas, 600 troops in all. Another 5,000 are available if it comes to that. Meanwhile, all of the attention is focused on the federal courthouse. NBC's George Lewis is there tonight. George, what's the latest where you are?
Tom, the 8 men and 4 women on the jury began their 3rd day of deliberations at 8:30 this morning. There are a whole lot of people anxiously awaiting their decision.